Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash True Inferno. And I am back for the first time. No, I'm just joking. But anywho, this is another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday, and that is the album I am reviewing back for the first time by Ludacris. Now, if you recall many weeks ago, I think this was episode 23 of Throwback Tunes, I reviewed his other album, Word of Mouth, and I went a bit in depth with the information regarding his actual debut album. So here, let me retell it again. So Back for the First Time is his debut mainstream studio album. His actual debut album is called Incognegro. Now, Incognegro came out on August the 17th, 1999, a day before my birthday. And it came out a year before Back for the First Time did, which was October 17th, 2000. So I was, what was I? Oh, I just started my junior year. Yes, I just started my junior year. So, yeah, there you go with that. Now, here's the deal with Incognegro. So, most of the tracks from that album were taken from that album and placed in Back for the First Time. The only exceptions were Stick 'Em Up, Southern Hospitality, more on that later, a remix of What's Your Fantasy, not the original, the remix in Fat Rabbit. Those 4 tracks was not on Incognegro, and they were made specifically for Back for the First Time. So this album was worked on from 1998 up to 2000, and it was under Disturbing the Peace and Def Jam. So the producers involved was Ludacris, Mike Johnson, Infamous 2-0 or 2-0, Fate Wilson. Oh, how you pronounce this one? Bangladesh? How you pronounce that? I don't know how you pronounce that. Y'all probably know who I'm talking about. This Buster, Jermaine Dupri, The Neptunes, Minnie Pharrell, Setsi Malia, Timbaland, Organized Noise with a Z, not an S. And that is it. Excuse me. Now then, this album debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 charts and sold 133,000 copies in its first week of sales. As of November 2009, the album has sold 3.1 million copies in the US to date. The album, check this out, the album was eventually certified triple platinum by the RIAA for shipments of over 3 million copies. So yeah, there you go with that. Now, before we move on with the tracks, let me give you guys the charts for this album. So Back for the First Time, it was number 4, as I mentioned, on the Billboard 200. It was number 2 on the top R&B/hip hop albums, and it was number 160 on the UK album charts. And for certifications, it was gold by MC. So if we're looking at charts wise, ooh, that's a tough one. This is not his best one, going by the charts. His best one, going by the charts, oh, wow, it's a tough one. You can make a case for Chicken and Beer. You can make a case for the Red Light District. You can make a case for Battle of the Sexes, which I mentioned in my last Ludacris review video that I didn't really like that. But chart-wise, it did good. So, yeah, there you go with that. And you can even throw in Release Therapy, chart-wise. But for the most part, all his albums have done pretty well in the charts. As far as certifications, it was this one, Word of Mouth, and Chicken and Beer that was triple platinum rather. But unlike Chicken and Beer and Word of Mouth, this one, Back for the First Time, did not get a BPI certification, and it was only MC Gold, while the other 2, Word of Mouth and Chicken and Beer, were MC Platinum. So yeah, as far as certifications, you can make a case for Chicken and Beer and Word of Mouth as far as what was his best run. Really had to go with Word of Mouth because it sold the most of them all, really. So, yeah. Now, I got a question. If Back for the First Time went triple platinum because it sold over 3.1 million copies, I'm looking at the amount that Chicken and Beer sold, and it was 3 times triple platinum as well. But yeah, I'm seeing 2.6 million. How is that possible? That makes no sense. Like, what? But then again, this is Wikipedia we're talking about here. So I'm gonna check that out. I'm like, how is that triple platinum when it sold only 2.6? Don't you have to sell 3 million in order for it to be triple platinum? I mean, that makes no sense. So, but yeah, moving on. Let's get back on topic with Back for the First Time. Now, Back for the First Time, see, there it is right there. So they made a mistake. So I'm sorry. So Chicken Beer was actually double platinum. So somebody put the wrong thing on there. But anywho, let's get back to the tracks off of Back for the First Time. So there's 16 tracks. There's 3 skits. So and this is a huge, unfortunately, I can only give you a top 3 and not a top 5. So the first track is called You, the letter U, Got a Problem? ? So that's his intro. Followed by A Game Got Switched. Next up is First and 10 featuring I-20 and Fate Wilson. What was his actual name? I think it's called Insane 20. I forgot what it was. But anywho, track number 4 is his first single, his very first single, What's Your Fantasy? That one featuring Shauna. Next up is Come On Over, which is a skit. Followed by Hood Stuck. Followed by Get Off Me featuring Pastor Troy. Next up is track number 8, Mouthing Off featuring 4 Ice. And I'll get more on that track in a minute. Track number 9 is called Stick 'Em Up featuring UGK. Track number 10 is called, oh guys, track number 10 and track number 11, both of them are called Ho. Now track number 10 is the skit. Track number 11 is the actual track. Track number 12 is another skit called Tickets Sold Out, which is pretty funny. Track number 13 is called Catch Up featuring I-20 and Fate Wilson again. Track number 14, oh my gosh, Southern Hospitality featuring Pharrell. I didn't get that featuring Pharrell part, but I'll get more on that later. Track number 15 is called What's Your Fantasy? The remix featuring Shauna, Trina, and Foxy Brown. And track number 16 is called Fat Rabbit. Now, let's get on with the 2 singles. There are 2 singles off this album. What's Your Fantasy and Southern Hospitality. I guess you could call Ho a half a single. I'll explain that one later. So let's get on with the first single, which is called What's Your Fantasy? So this single dropped September 12, 2000. And it debuted at number 89 on the top 10. So wait, it didn't let me say what chart. So I'll get more on that later. But anywho, the original version features Disturbing the Peace member Shauna, who is featured in the 10th. Okay, but anywho, this single was also included on Ludacris' first independent album, Incognegro, and on the soundtrack for the 2001 comedy film How High. What's Your Fantasy, as the name implies, is focused around the narrative of explicit sexual fantasies. In addition to discussion of sexual intercourse and fellatio, Ludacris hints at cunnilingus, how you pronounce that, and role-playing in the song. Yes, RPGing. The song was ranked number 58 on VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of Hip Hop. Wow, okay. Now, like I said, there's a remix here. So, and there's a music video for the single here. I don't know about the remix. I don't think, was there a music video for them? I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, What's Your Fantasy remix, as I mentioned, featuring Trina, Shauna, and Foxy Brown, each of whom has their own verse. And this is a new verse by Ludacris on the single version, which lasts only 4 minutes and 50 seconds. That's the radio edition clean single version, that is. And 5 minutes and 44 seconds, that's the explicit single version. And I believe that's the one on the album. Is that the one on the album? No, it's not actually. So that's kind of interesting. But anywho, on the album version, his verse was removed, and he only raps the chorus and says remix on the beginning. Each girl say the female part of the chorus, which lasts only 4 minutes and 36 seconds. So that's interesting. So his additional verse, or his not additional verse, his only verse was removed off the album version. I did not know that. So in the remix, the 3 female artists go even further with more explicit references to cunnilingus and analingus. Wow, okay. Now there is another. What can we? I don't know what you call it. Let's go with it. Secro Fantasy 2. So I guess this is the continuation. I guess I don't know. So a track off of Chris Brown's mini mixtape X-Files is titled Fantasy 2. So I guess this is the sequel, which features Ludacris, by the way. He raps the famous lick, lick, lick you from your head to your toes line from What's Your Fantasy prior to his verse. The mixtape was released on November 19th, 2013. So let's look at them charts now. So hopefully I can make more sense with these charts instead of what it was said on Wikipedia, which made no sense. But anyway, it was as high as 21st on the US Billboard Hot 100, number 10 on the US Billboard Hot R&B/hip hop singles and tracks, 12th on the US Billboard Hot rap singles, 19th on the UK singles charts, number 1 on the US Billboard Whitman Top 40, and 35th on the US Billboard Top 40 tracks. That's new. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let's move on to his next single, which is called Southern Hospitality. Now this is, in my opinion, Ludacris's second best single, behind Saturday Ooh Ooh. Oh, don't get me started on that one again. Now anywho, Southern Hospitality, as I just mentioned, is his second and final single. I guess we could, well, can we call it that? But anywho, it's a second single off of Back for the First Time, and it was composed by the Neptunes. The song debuted at number 86 on the Billboard Hot 100 on January 20th, 2001. Finally, some actual stats. It reached the top 40 at number 38 on February 10, 2001, and peaked at number 23 on March 24th. I'm assuming that same year. So the single dropped actually December 29th for 2000. Now there's a music video, and the video features cameo appearances by Lil Jon, Scarface, and Too Short. Also, there's a little snippet of that other song, Ho. Like I said, that's why I call that a half a single right there. So let's get on with the charts, because some of those information I gave y'all regarding the charts, that's where he debuted at on the charts, but that's not where he peaked at on some of them, with the exception of one. That was the US Billboard Hot 100, where he peaked at number 23. The other three, he peaked at number 6 on the US Billboard Hot R&B/hip hop singles and tracks, number 5 on the US Billboard Hot rap singles, and number 10 on the US Billboard Whitman Top 40. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let me give y'all my best tracks off this album, starting from the bottom on up. Catch Up is decent. If you like that slow down, I want to smoke some weed type of tracks, this is for you, not for me, really. So that, but yeah, it's decent. It's really fits that bill, so I can't hate on it at all. So it's a decent track, but at the same time, it's the worst track off this album. I ain't saying it's bad, it's just decent. Moving on up, What's Your Fantasy remix, followed by What's Your Fantasy. The remix, the beat for it, I like the beat for What's Your Fantasy more so than the remix. That's why I got the original higher than the remix, because the beat was better. And Ludacris actually have a verse in the album version. Now we get to the really good stuff right here. Stick 'Em Up featuring UGK, Get Off Me featuring Pastor Troy. And I was actually shocked to know that Jermaine Dupri actually produced this track, and he did a really good job with it. I was like, oh my god, so this is actually dope. Now if he produced and don't rap, then I can actually like him. But anywho, Hood Stuck is next, and this beat is hard from the start all the way to the beginning, to the end. Yeah, man, that beat's out cold. First and 10 is really out cold. It's like a number thing that all three take part in. What I mean by all three, I mean Luda, I-20, and Fate Wilson. So it's like, who started off first? I don't know who it was. It wasn't Luda. I think it was either I-20 or Fate Wilson. So they started off their verse, or their, what is it, like 2 bars, talk about the number 10, and then the next guy would go, he'll spit 2 verses, talk about the number 9, and then Ludacris would go talk about the number 8, and so forth and whatnot. So yeah, it was very unique, and I really like it, man. So if you have a chance to check out this album, I recommend listening to First and 10. It's really dope. Next up is Mouthing Off featuring 4 Eyes rather. Now this is the freestyle type beat where the, you know, the background is like boom boom, boom boom, you know, something like that. And this is the prequel to the Word of Mouth freestyle, which is off of the Word of Mouth album, obviously, because it got the same theme, you know, freestyle beat with the freestyle rapper. Obviously the beat is different on that one, but still though, I prefer to call Mouthing Off the prequel to the Word of Mouth freestyle. Next up is Fat Rabbit, because that beat is out cold. Timbaland did a good job with this one. And then of course the 4th best track off this album is Ho. I really, like I said, I wanted to do a top 5, but I couldn't. So let's get on with top 3. Starting off with the 3rd best track off this album, you got a problem. Ludacris's intros are really good, and this one is no exception right here, though. This intro is dope right here, man. The beat is out cold, and I really love this intro right here, man. You got a problem. It's really dope. Second best track off this album, Game Got Switched. That's another dope track right there, man. I can listen to that one all day without question. Now, the best track off this album, obviously, is Southern Hospitality. Like I said, this is Ludacris's second best single ever, behind Saturday. And I don't get the whole featuring Pharrell part because he don't sing, he don't rap, he's not even in the music video. There's nothing aside from the beat. There's nothing here Pharrell related. But aside from that, Southern Hospitality is extremely dope, and I believe this song right here, that and Whole, because again it was a little snippet in that music video, are the reasons why I got this album to begin with, and I'm glad I got this album. This album is really dope. Southern Hospitality, the best track off this album. Now, with that out the way, let's get on with the professional ratings for this album. So, AllMusic gave it 3 out of 5 stars, stupid. Entertainment Weekly gave it a B+. NME gave it 4 out of 10, stupid. Rap Reviews gave it 7 out of 10, stupid. Robert Christgau gave it an N. I don't know what the heck that is. If that's supposed to stand for negative, then whoever that is really stupid. Rolling Stones gave it 3 out of 5 stars, stupid. And Sputnik Music gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars, stupid. So, judging by the amount of times I said stupid to the professional ratings, you should have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to rate this album. But in case you're slow and stupid, let me spell it out for you. This album is a 5 out of freaking 5. So, there's too many great tracks off of this album. Like I said, there's not really much of a downer. Like I said, I'm not really high up on Catch Up, but it's decent. You know, it don't fit my type of criteria of the type of songs that I like to listen to. But I know, you know, for those of you that like that, like I said, I like that slow down, I want to smoke some weed type of thing, this song is the one you should listen to. But yeah, it's 5 out of 5 material. You should have a physical copy of this album in your collection. I said this in my word of mouth review. Back for the First Time is Ludacris's best album. Again, I have yet to hear Incognegro, even after many weeks have passed since I said that in my word of mouth review. I have yet to hear that album just yet. But at this point in time, Back for the First Time, his best one. And I heard his other ones. From that point going forward, I have heard, bought, downloaded every single Ludacris album. And I believe there's like 8 to 9 of them. 9 if you count Incognegro. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 9 if you count Incognegro. 8 if you don't. And I'm not counting that one. So I heard all the 8 Ludacris albums. And at this point in time, until I hear Incognegro, because the majority of these songs off of Back for the First Time are in that album, Back for the First Time is his best album ever. 5 out of freaking 5. Go out and buy a physical copy now. So yeah, there you go with that. So yeah, man, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.